Hey guys, welcome to Lovely J Podcast. It's me, Coco Mountain, and I was talking to y'all earlier today, and I hope that I can talk a little bit louder, but just in case if I can't, I do apologize in advance because I am very sick. Uh, Let me put this out here. Join me live. If you can, share this broadcast out with those who you think would like to just hear what's going on in my life, in my world that's happening now. And I'm fixing to cry. And I know it, and I know I need to do it. I need to let it out because let me get me some napkins. I'm sorry, y'all. But I'm having breathing difficulties and um uh um I'm having breathing difficulties from the chemicals that have been spread out in my home, and and I'm finna talk to y'all just a minute. Give me a little moment here to get that shared out there. I'm finna talk to you now. Y'all, I'm really having some tough times breathing. You hear? There's nothing coming through my nose. However, I believe what has happened is that my home has been chemicalized. I believe that somebody has came in here and they have done so much to my home. They have done so much to me as a person. And I'm saying all this stuff because right now, breathing is not one of my strong qualities right now. So I may not be here tomorrow to tell you what happened with me. So I have to go ahead and say what I gotta say on today because I'm in pain. I'm hurting. I went to the beach, stayed gone for about 4 days. I come back home. I said, oh my God, I smell nothing but chemicals. I don't have nowhere else to live. I don't have extra money to, just really be like, okay, I can go stay at a hotel a few days till this clears out. And I don't have the keys to my car. So I can't just drive around or sit around outside until, I feel like it's safe to come back into my home. I can't do that because these people who have been breaking in my house, and I know who they are. And I know that they have people who are working for them. And it's not right. Everywhere I turn, I keep seeing videos now of snitches and seeing up on my TV, snitch this, snitch that. Somebody wrote on my car one time that I was a snitch. First of all, I'm not a snitch. Second of all, this is my home. This is where I live. And nobody has a right to record me, to videotape me, to come in my house when I'm gone and do what they want to do in here. I don't know what all had chemicals sprayed down it, but no matter where I go in this home, I'm getting sick. Every time the trash is picked up in this house, the trash gets threw back out. No matter how I try to keep my house clean, it don't matter. They damaged my walls. And I don't even care who laugh or think about this because I'd rather be real and let it out than to hold it in. And it just drives me to the point where I'm crazy. And I rebuke and I refuse that. This truth is what's going to set me free. My walls have holes in them. They have some type of chemical that they spray on them and, it leaves a stain on the walls. I can't wash the junk off. I tried. Whatever they do, it messes with my breathing. They have messed up a bunch of my appliances. I had to continuously replace appliances. My mattress on my bed, I brought it brand new in 2020. And before I could have the mattress even 3 months, they turned it black with some type of, I don't know what they use, but they make it look like dirt, but it's not really dirt. It came from them. They tore my mattress out of the plastic and made my mattress as dirty looking as they could. My floor, they pulled up my tile, cut into my carpet, messed my kitchen up. I don't have a sink, and they didn't do all that by themselves though with the sink thing, but I just know they made it worse. I come home from the beach, and this sounds crazy, but this is real. My chairs are smaller on my kitchen dining room set. My kitchen dining room set that I brought last year, I probably only had like 6 months. I brought it brand new. My chairs were so tall that getting into my chairs was a challenge for me. Now I can just sit down in my chairs, and it's not a challenge for me. Because they somehow cut my chairs down or either replaced these chairs. I don't know which one they did, but the backs of the chair are not even adult backs anymore. The backs on my chairs are now backs for children. Like my little grandbabies' backs fill up these chairs now. They fill up the chairs down to the dining table. I brought the dining table and 4 chairs. The back of the chair was really big. The chair was so big for my granddaughters. Like, I would be so scared they're going to get hurt because sometimes, they try to climb up in the chair and then they fall down a little bit because the chairs were so high up. Because they like bar stools, but they with the wide seat, adult seat. Now they're kiddie seats. Now they're short seats. Every time I look at this table set, I get angry. I start crying. Because that's my money going on it. I had to wait a long time for me to start replenishing my home. And now that I'm replenishing my home, these people are coming in here harassing me. And they are tearing up my stuff. Don't let these tears fool you. They ain't weakness. These are tears of strength because I just get fed up sometimes. I just have to release this in a healthy way. And right now, this is my healthy way because I'm trying to breathe too at the same time. I don't know. But anyways, the table is now a much smaller table than what I had. When I used to walk in here, I used to be like, oh my God, I ain't got enough room in this kitchen. Now I got plenty of room. I never asked nobody to downsize my freaking table or my chairs. I ain't asked nobody to come in my house and move nothing around. They have pulled up my towels, my table, and I had this blanket. I keep this throw blanket in my chair. It either be this chair or my other chair for my granddaughters. And I just picked it up and it's been cut in half. Like now it don't even cover my entire body unless I put it on me long ways. And that's not right for them to come in here and mess with my stuff like this. And any family members that agree to this bull crap, you ain't nothing to me. My cousin just got buried today. And I tell you, I saw it and I cried through that whole funeral. And the one thing I thought about was, how do you deal with family members who sitting up there stalking you? And every time you turn around, I can't even talk to y'all no more. Because every time I talk to you, you're in my personal conversations. You're in my personal things that I do on my time that I have not shared with you. Every time I talk to somebody in my family, and I mean everyone. I ain't talking about strange family members that are far away from me. I'm talking about close to me. Everybody knows everything I'm doing. Ain't no way. I know y'all got me under surveillance and stuff, but one day, God is going to let you know how big he is. And I'm going to stick with God. I don't care how many people pick on me about God, but where my faith is with him. So I don't care nothing about family members, because like I said, I saw it today and I cried. Yeah, I'll cry for you if things happen to you, or it just so happen that, you might go through the same thing I do. Yeah, I'll cry and I'll pray for you. But I ain't going to let you up in my face talking to me. So whenever you start talking to me and you see I don't respond back to you, I don't even say hey to you. It's because I know what you're doing. I know what you're about. And I'm not finna let you come up in my face and play me like that. I put up with so much on that beach trip. I put up with so much, including isolation. I put up with so much. So I don't care anymore. Until the part now. My life is being taken from me. So I don't care who I run away. Because my life has already been taken. I already can't breathe. I can't breathe and stuff because of this stuff that's going on and y'all going along with it. Nobody spoke up for me. Nobody said, "Nah, she not crazy. She not delusional. We seen it happen with our own eyes." Nobody said that for me. I look at my doggone chairs and stuff, and this here, like a little kid chair sitting in my house. This isn't right. That was my money that I really didn't have to spend. But I said I'm going to step out on faith. And I'm going to finally get me some new stuff up in my house. Because everything else, I'd always been getting used things. And finally, it was a way made for me to get this table set. And it's not even paid for yet. So, of course, I'm going to be filing with my insurance company. I look at these chairs, and these chairs are like for a little kid. This isn't even right. The back of these chairs are so little. They thought I wouldn't recognize my stuff. Because the game is to make me seem like I'm the crazy one. Wow. Everybody, because there's so many of them against me and said, "Oh, well, she must be delusional. Oh, she's schizophrenic." They think by the numbers that it matters. And numbers don't matter. I'm going to tell you something. When you a child of God, those numbers, all those numbers against me don't even matter. Because still, I'm in my stance. I'm still in my spiritual posture with God. And so, if you couldn't move that, then you ain't done a thing. Yeah, you costing me financially. Yes, you are. You playing on my emotions. Yes, you are. But when it's all said and done, all this, and I'm coming around to say all of this means nothing. At the end of the day, it means it's my stuff messed up. It's my money taken away. Yeah, that material thing there. But before I let it break me, I just got to say, take it. take it. Before I let these tables and these chairs break me and hurt me like that, no. I'm going to do what I can as far as filing insurance-wise, because I already know they're not going to let me make a police report. But one thing I can say is these tables and chairs, they have a size that they were supposed to be. And that size is written on any of the things that, it's written on my contract. It's written in the, well, let's just say it's on my contract. So whatever size this was supposed to be, it's written down. And when I get that measuring stick and these measurements don't add up, yeah. Yep. These measurements do not add up. That's going to be something, because I know they're not going to add up. For the simple fact is, just look at how they did it. Me and my children, we went from, me and my grandchildren, the table used to be so big, we used to have to stretch so far across it to reach one another. And we had to stretch our arms so wide to, reach one another. And now, it's like, it's just right there. We don't have to do any of that. If I wanted a smaller table, I would have brought a smaller table. Now, I'm going to move on off of the table part because, like I said, I'm not going to let it stress me to the point where I start making myself sick because of them. Nope, I'm not going to do that. One thing I do know, it's a material thing. If anything is wrong with it, one thing I do know is that I have insurance on this stuff. And the insurance is supposed to pick up and cover this stuff. That's the one thing I do know. Now, the next thing, let's get back to my breathing. Because my breathing, I know you can hear me. I'm very deep right now because I'm really having trouble breathing. And I do not care about going to no hospital or no doctors right now because I'm tired of being videoed, filmed. There's a lot of illegal stuff going on, but supposedly, because I'm supposedly be a terrorist or something, I don't know what they saying I am. All I know is everywhere I go, I'm treated differently. I'm not treated as a person. I'm treated like I'm some type of animal or somebody that's a threat to this country or to this community. And that's a lie. I'm not a threat to nobody. I'm not even a threat to myself. Let me clear that. I'm not a threat to myself, because there's some pastors that would pick up on that and run and say that I'm suicidal when that's a lie. I'm not. My breathing, what they do is they spray these chemicals in here. And I've been noticing that this chair of mine is going from being brown to like this light colored brown. And I was thinking, I was like, how can this be? How can my brown chair, I haven't even had this chair 2 years, and it's already fading colors too. Listen at the refrigerator. I just got the refrigerator, ain't even had it 3 months, and it's already humming. Listen. The refrigerator should not be humming like that. But unfortunately, I had to go somewhere one night. And when I come back, the refrigerator was sounding like that. They break in my home. They destroy everything. Anything that they can do to make it sound noise, a noise campaign, that's what they do. Listen. Y'all don't think that over time, after hearing that noise over and over, that it does something to somebody mental? Listen at it. How you supposed to sleep with that noise in the background? And it's getting louder. Now, before you say I brought a bad refrigerator, I'm going to tell you it was not like that. And I'm going to tell you, it's a mini fridge sitting right beside it that no longer works because they did the same thing to it, and I didn't even have it for a year. And they did the same thing. They blew the motor up in it. So that little fridge no longer works. Y'all, I made up in my mind that eternal life is what I am fighting for down here on earth. Which means all of this stuff cannot mean more to me than who God is to me. Because if I sit here and I just really soak in everything that they done, and see, I've only told you a portion of what they done. I haven't told you about the other thing they done, how they put the bugs and stuff in here, how I'm constantly fighting against that, how I'm constantly fighting against, they got this trash thing. I have probably over 1,000 just bottles, like water and soda bottles, that I never, like all these empty jug bottles. Empty jugs and, water bottles that are not mine. See, mine goes off to the dump. That's where my stuff goes. My trash goes to the dump. But in front of my house is full of where they have litter in my yard. In front of my house, they have put old tires, old empty milk jugs, just a whole bunch of trash is in my yard. And behind my house, they have put old things out there that are not mine. A bunch of trash. They have they actually have me barricaded off from the regular community. Where I'm at, they pushed up a whole bunch of things on the line so that I'm isolated from everybody else. Which I ain't mind about that. I ain't care about that. But this trash part, I care about that because, you shouldn't be dumping nothing over here. And like I said, do I have anybody in my corner? No. I don't have not one family member that will go and speak up for me and say that my mama right or my sister right or my daughter right. I don't got nobody on my side like that. No, I don't. I don't have nobody that will stand up and say, that girl really went through what she said she went through. I've seen the bruises. I've seen her house. I know how she is, and I know how she ain't. Nobody has done that for me. And I ain't even mad about it, neither. I'm not mad that they have not done that for me because I wouldn't want this on them. I wouldn't want them going through this, although most of them are. Most of them really are already going through it. But see, it's a little different with them because they have somebody to go through it with. When I'm here, a majority of the time when I start going through things, I'm here by myself. Like now with the breathing issues and things. You know how easy it is for somebody to come in and spray your chair? They could come in and spray your chair, spray your wall, and you start losing your breath and you don't know why. Well, that's how it is. It was one chair, I had to move it from beside me. I was bad about it. I'm still bad about it. But I sit a chair beside me, and I would put like a plate or something in it, because I live by myself. And I came in one day, 2 weeks ago, I put a plate there. When I came back and sat down, it was a smell on that chair so bad. I got where I couldn't breathe then too. So you see, it's things that's being done to me that's being done on purpose. However, I'm the one that looks crazy though. I can't go to the police department and say, hey look, they mini-sized my dining room table set. I'm going to get laughed at, just like I'm being laughed at probably now for even saying that. Because who would go through that much trouble to take somebody's furniture and downsize it like that? Well, in case you don't know who would go through that much trouble, you think about someone who's trying to get rid of you and do it in a way that it looks normal and natural. I know my body has been taking wear and tear and these bruises. I know mentally I have taken a lot, and it's to God's glory that um, that mentally it has not taken from me like that. Cause I tell you, I'll lay it down right quick before I try to handle it. I'll lay it down. I'll lay every weight aside, just like the Bible says. That's what I would do. But I'm upset right now because I'm sick, and this breathing thing, I just came on because it's moments like this that humble me down and say, you really need to stick to the truth of what's going on in your home. This is a clear example of sweep around your own front door before you sweep around mine. And as I'm sweeping around mine, this is what's going on in my home. I know my neighbors have something against me, and it's clear now that they're at war with me when I didn't even know they were warring with me. But it's very clear now what's going on. Somebody was around here last night, and they break in my house every day, every night, and all I can do is just lay there because I can't call the police. I can't call the police every day and say, hey, somebody's breaking in my house. Even though they tell you if there's a crime being committed, call us. We'll be here to help you. That's not true for all. That is not true for all. There are crimes being committed, and they are not here for me. They are taking part of what's going on. They the ones sit back and laugh about what's going on. I always wondered, why did they always stand in that circle that day? When a certain situation happened in my family a few years ago, I wondered, why didn't they try to help us? Well, now I know why. Because if your name is on the list, then you don't get those privileges to have police officers help you. You don't get those type of privileges to have first responders give you the same. They're not going to do for you what they would do for somebody who's not on the list. And either way it goes, though, when you really think about it, if they're that dirty to do somebody, not to do their full diligence or duties to a person, because they take an oath, right? So the oath can't mean nothing to them if they're not performing what they're supposed to do. It can't mean nothing to them because they wouldn't be letting this go on. And our county is full of it now. It's full of it. It is full of it. Because I remember when I was speaking with those officers, I was like, just have more compassion because, we're families out here and we got feelings too. And the whole time, not realizing that a lot of these officers, and they were part of this program, and they have to do what they're told to be told. And you wonder why these officers are messed up. These officers need help themselves. Only the ones that enjoy doing this is the ones who have sadistic tendencies. Those are the only ones that enjoy what's going on. But them other fellas who don't have no choice but to go along with it because they feel like if they don't go along with it, then it's going to come to their home. And newsflash, it's already at your home. Because one thing I have learned is that when somebody watches you, like the FBI or, CIA, whoever the intelligence agency is that's watching you, somebody else is watching them watch you. And so it's just a cycle that goes on and on. You watch me and somebody else is watching you. You're trying to program me and somebody else is programming you to do what they want you to do. And if it goes against anything in your oath, you still have to override your oath in order to fit into their program. If you say, no, I'm not going to do that, or I see what she's talking about, she's not lying, then that goes against the program, and the program goes against your oath. But either way, that mind gonna eat you up. Just like Judas. Judas, he had a thing, boy. He got that little silver and gold, or that little silver, that money. It didn't do him no good. Didn't even have a mind to spend it. You may be spending it, but it ain't gonna do you no good. Because when it all boils down to it, innocent people, they call it blood money. Innocent people are being hurt. I always heard my mom, my biological mom, she used to talk about it all the time. She say, "Ooh, that's blood money right there. I'm not going to deal with that." I never knew what she meant. I mean, I would be thinking, that somebody robbed somebody that was, maybe, taken away before their time. That's what I thought she was talking about. And that is what she was talking about, but she was talking about how they were paid to do certain criminal acts so somebody's life would be taken. And that's what this is. This hurts, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It hurts. Emotionally, it's heavy. But I told y'all, I had to give it to God. I had to lay it to the side. Every time I look at these chairs, I gotta think about now, when these were adult chairs, they were wider. They were more steadier. They were more taller. Now I got to look at these chairs and see, like, these are small kid chairs now. I mean, adults can fit in it, but your back not going to fit in it. Your back going to overlap. It's not going to fulfill your back like it was before this happened. And it's not right. Somebody would go out and then the damage that's done on the side of these chairs. I mean, if you see the damage that's really done, like the peeling of the paint off of these chairs, I ain't leave my stuff like that. No. No, because I check things every night. This is not how I left things. I gotta locate where that spray is at. Whatever was sprayed on in here, I gotta find where it's at so that I can get it cleaned off of here or throw away whatever it's on so I can get my breathing back. Because as of right now, this house is full of chemicals. And they make my eyes run. My eyes have been running water since I got back from the beach. Just running, just look like I'm crying. Now earlier I really was crying on here, and then it hurried up and dried up when I started talking about lay every weight aside. But before then, because my heart was starting to feel heavy, I had to let that stuff go, y'all. It was getting in me now, and I was about to boil over. But my eyes had been running before I had even got on here. And my granddaughters, they was telling me how their eyes were running up in here too. So this is why the police not gonna come up in here, because they know what's in here. Their eyes gonna run too. So yeah, it's horrible. I'm watching them dismantle my home a little bit at a time. I live in a chemicalized environment, and even on my cameras, you can see the fog that they put back in here. They installed these 2 vents on top of my house, my mobile home. And now I know some mobile homes do come with the bathroom vents or the sewer vent like thing, but mine did not. Mine did not come with that type of pipe vent. No, mine didn't come with that. But since that pipe vent been up there now almost going on 2 years or a year or so. No, I say a year or so. Because 2023 was when I noticed that they had just put it up there. I came home and I was like, what the world? See, every time I leave is when they come in, they have their good time. When they knock me out and put me to sleep, they have their good time. And to know somebody is this heartless out there. They're this heartless. Y'all, I don't have water. Not running water in my home. I have jug water and bottled water. They messed up my water, my pipes. They messed up my pipes. It's so much they have done to me. And I keep trying to just say, you know what? We're going to fix it. It's going to take time, but we're going to fix it. And then as soon as I fix it, they mess something else up. I haven't driven my car since November. And I keep talking about these things because it's true. It's painful. It hurts because even with the car thing, it took me 5, almost 6 years to finally get a car. And now I can't even drive it. So somebody would say, why don't you just go get another key made? Go have another key cut. Why don't you go to the Kia dealership and see if they'll give you another one? Well, I done tried 3 Kia dealerships. And they keep giving me the runaround. Or either the price is so high I can't afford it. I tried a locksmith. A few locksmiths. Only one tried to actually cut the key and he knew he was cutting it wrong and he still gonna try to cut the key and he got the key right now. He got the key right now. After telling me 2 or 3 times, give me a key code, get the key code. So you gotta understand, gotta drive to Rockingham, then drive back to Southern Pines, then drive back to Rockingham. And now he got the key down there now, so now I gotta come back from Candor and drive back to Rockingham and get the key, even though he says now that he can't do anything with the key and that now I need to go and order another key fob in order to get the key cut right. Okay. Called around to other locksmiths that are 24 hours that say they travel, but then whenever I talk to them, they say, oh, you're outside of my area, so I can't come and service you. Sorry, ma'am, try this number here. Then that locksmith gives me somebody else's number. That man gives me somebody else's number. And that man gives me somebody else's number. And all of them say the same thing. You're outside of my jurisdiction or my service area. So I can't help you. That's why my car is still sitting in the same place. It's now March. My car keys got taken November the 19th from beside me while I was asleep. Everybody said, nah, Jamie, you just lost your keys. They probably locked in the car. Well, I knew they were trying to play mind games then. And I said, no, I'm telling you. I came in. I saw somebody standing in my yard at 2 o'clock in the morning. I just let them stand there. I can't call the police. I'm not going to try to fight them. I ain't have no armor on me at that time. So I just came on back in the house like I didn't see them. I had to go out there and get my sleep apnea equipment. I messed around and had left it in the car. So I just came on back in like I didn't see them, shut the door, and got my keys, and I went and laid down. No, I didn't get my keys. I went and laid down, and then I remembered I better go get my keys. Came back in here in the living room, got my keys, and then went and laid down. Went to sleep, woke up. That was that Saturday night. Woke up to some bad news. One of my son's childhood friends had been, taken out. And I was like, oh, God. And, and then got ready to go to church with my granddaughters. All of us are dressed and ready, and there's no keys. I told my granddaughter, get the keys. I laid them over on side of me, which is where they always sleep beside me. The keys were gone. I have not seen my keys, and I have not seen my spare keys ever since. They got both sets of my keys. So here I am now. I can't drive my car, and I'm sitting here, can't breathe. Listen at my nose. You hear that? There's nothing coming through here, barely. I'm congested up really bad because of whatever's in here. it just causes everything in my head and nose to run. Like, it's a bad allergy reaction to whatever it is. It smells like mothballs. I can say that much. But I don't see no mothballs. So I think it's some type of ether or I don't know. But it makes my lungs work 5 times harder than what they should be working. And it makes my breathing suck. And it makes me sound just like the way I'm sounding now. You see? That sounds open and that side stopped up. And that's how it sounds. Now, last night it was the left side stopped up. I just don't know, y'all. I have to surrender everything to God. Because if I try to handle this, and I know people don't understand when I say I surrender it to God, because who else do I have to go to? There are no organizations that I know of that is willing to help somebody like me that's going through this type of harassment. A lot of them, they don't want to be harassed themselves, so that's why they don't take it on. And that's why my family members joined in. Because they were getting harassed and they feel like now that they're part of it, that they're not going to get harassed. They feel like, y'all give me a second. Trying to get to my charger. They feel like that if they take part in it, then that excludes them. But it doesn't exclude them. It makes them that much more involved. It just means that they're involved on both sides, which means they're going to get twice as much torture as I get. I'm not selling out God for them. I know where my help comes from. I ain't had to steal nothing from nobody or anything. I know where my help comes from. And I have never, since I've been saved, I've never been to the point so broke or so hungry that I've had to take from the devil. I've been hungry, and I've been hungry now. I've been hungry before, but I ain't never got that hungry that made me want to shake hands with the devil. Because I know God to be a provider, and that's the word I take him in. Now, what am I going to do now? It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to try to clean up some of this stuff in here. Because like I said, when I go to bed at night, if I don't have the trash done a certain way, they throw it out and it be all over the floor. And it looks like, I can't even tell you what it looks like. I just wanted to tell my side of what I'm going through right now because I'm hurting. I know there's nothing nobody can do at this moment. But I do believe God got people out there that can do. I do believe he got somebody out there that's going to believe my story and say, hey, I've heard of this, what she's going through. I've heard of it before. And I know a person who went through this and what we had to do to overcome it. And I just believe that victory is mine. Victory is mine. I've got to get delivered from this table set though, y'all. I've got to get delivered from it because every time I look at these chairs, and I guess that's why I started talking about it on here, because every time I look at these chairs, I start crying because it hurts. It hurts so bad. Every time I use the bathroom here, I'm reminded of how much they have taken from me. This ain't mental illness. This is criminal activity. These are people that's trying to move me off of this property for their own personal gain. These are people who are retaliating. This is retaliation for someone who said I snitched on them. I never snitched on anybody. That's what this is. That's what this is. And you can't tell me that you're a concerned citizen and you taking part in crap like this, following people up and down the road, up and down the grocery aisles in the store. I have been to grocery stores, and I'm not kidding. Some of you black ass people need to just sit down and shut up, because some of y'all, same ones that be saying black power, more power to the people, and that I'm doing this for the black generation, is some of the same ones that followed me in that store at Food King. Yes, up in Troy, North Carolina. Some of the same ones. That's why when it came down to black history and stuff like that, that's why I didn't celebrate with y'all. I don't celebrate with everybody. I don't join on everything that looks good and sound good. See, one thing about that fruit, it's always going to tell. And that day I was at that store, and I seen that big boy come through us. Whew, my daddy never lied. Put it like that. That's all I'm going to say on that. But anyways,